Hello students, myself Kalpana Sagar, Assistant Professor, CEO Department, Kite Group of Institution. In today's video lecture, we are going to learn about instruction pipelining. These are the major contents of today's video lecture. Instruction pipelining. Generally, the pipelining processing can occur not only in the data stream but in the instruction stream as well. Most of the digital computers with complex instructions require instruction pipeline to carry out operations like fetch, decode and execute instructions. An instruction pipeline reads consecutive instruction from memory while the previous instructions are being executed in other segment. This causes the instruction fetch and execute phase to overlap and perform the simultaneous operations. Instructions are inserted into the FIFO buffer so that they can be executed by means of first in first out buffer. Instruction stream can be placed in a queue waiting for decoding and processing by the execution segments. In general, computer needs to process each instruction with the following sequence of steps. First, we need to fetch the instruction from the memory. Second, after fetching the instruction needs to be decoded. Calculation of the effective address needs to take place, after which we need to fetch the operands from the memory, and then the execution of the instruction take place, and at last we store the result into the proper place. Let's have a look on the block diagram of 4-segment instruction pipeline. This is the block diagram of 4-segment instruction pipeline. Here we have 4 segments, segment 1, segment 2, segment 3 and segment 4. As I told you earlier about the different steps, in the segment 1 we need to fetch the instruction from the memory, and then in segment 2 the decoding and the calculation of the effective address take place. After which we need to check whether the branching condition is existing or not. If there is no branch, then in segment 3 we need to fetch the operands from the memory, and in segment 4 execution of the instruction takes place. If there is a branch, then we need to update the program counter, and then we need to empty the pipe, and after which the control is sent back to the first segment. If there is no branch condition, then in segment 3 we need to fetch the operands from memory, and in segment 4 we will execute the instruction. After executing the instruction, an interrupt needs to be checked whether it is raised or not. If any interrupt is not raised, then the control will be sent back to the segment 1, and if there is an interrupt, then interrupt handling mechanism needs to be there, that involves updating the content of PC, and after which we empty the pipe and the control is sent back to the first segment. Now let's see the details of this 4-segment instruction pipeline. In segment 1, the instruction fetch segment can be implemented using the first in first out buffer, whereas in segment 2, instruction which is fetched from the memory is decoded, and eventually the effective address is calculated in the separate arithmetic circuit. Within the segment 3, an operand from memory is fetched in the 3rd segment, and in the segment 4 the instructions are finally executed in the last segment of the pipeline organization. Now students, let's discuss the instruction pipeline conflicts. Generally, there are 3 conflicts that cause the instruction pipeline to deviate from its normal operation. First is resource conflicts that caused by access to memory by 2 segments at the same time. Most of these conflicts can be resolved by using separate instruction and data memories. The second conflict is data dependency conflicts that arise when the instruction depends on the result of a previous instruction, but this result is not yet available. This type of conflict can be handled by the hardware interlocks, operand forwarding and delayed load. The third type of conflict is branch difficulties that arise from the branch and other instructions that change the value of program counter. It can be handled by prefetch target instruction, branch target buffer, loop buffer, branch prediction and delayed branch. That's all about today's video lecture, in which the student had learned about the instruction pipelining, its block diagram, details of 4-segment instruction pipelining, and at last we had discussed about instruction pipelining conflict. Thank you students. See you soon in the next lecture. Till then, keep smiling and happy learning.